And we are back. I may be about 15 seconds early, everybody. Sorry about that. If you're just joining me or going clicking on this, oh, he's already on. Hi, this is Painting with RJ Ogren, and I'm ready to go again. I'm going to paint a duck. But first, you have to see my Disney mood bug of the day. I love this one because I loved working in the black light on the Peter Pan attraction. And if you have read my book or our book that Suzanne and I better be careful. I'm going to get in trouble saying my book. This book that Suzanne and I wrote about us working at Disney World. I have a very funny story about my lashing myself to the mast on the pirate ship. I actually climbed up and tied myself off, actually on the spar, and then painted Captain Hook and Peter Pan, who were having their knife and sword fight. It was fun. It was weird. I could have used a ladder, but what fun is that? So anyway, wait a minute. I really need this. I'll tell you why. Because I had to get up early this morning to go to the Veterans Administration Hospital in Chicago at the Hines VA, which is one of the best VA hospitals. All the doctors, most of them come from Loyola University Hospital, right behind there, and they take good care of me. I had my physical for the year, and I'm in great health, so they tell me. No, sorry, I'm fine. So, but I want to show you first because if you watched any of the other videos, you know I'm working on this castle painting on Main Street, and I'm going to kind of turn around for a second. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Um, and because of my setup here, I can't move the easel, so I'm going to kind of turn it. You can see that. See, I get this in the right angle. There's the castle, of course, and the fireworks, and the right side of Main Street, and there's the people. And you can see I'm starting, actually, it's going to just rain, so I'm doing a reflection in the water of everybody, and the castle will be reflected in some of the buildings. Now, the other side, you can see the bottom half is not done, or is the marquee sticking out there, but I've got the upper half of the buildings done, the canopies and lights, and I'm having a blast with this. I'm going to set this down. But it is taking me a lot longer to do that painting than I thought, but that's okay because I want it to be right and I want it to be good, and I'm having a good time with it. So I am going to be painting a duck. And what I'm going to do first, before I show you something else, is I'm going to paint in the sky. You can see I was checking my color before we got going here. And I know, got to put my glasses on. Oh, I see some of you have already joined me. For those of you who are joining me, hello. Share this with your friends. Tell them I'm on live. Oh, Sarah, hi. So you saw the painting. And let me look real quick. Stacy, hi, Stacy, and Stephanie, and oh, well, we're just all kinds of people are jumping on. Hello today. And like I said, this is RJ Ogren. Painting with RJ Ogren is what I decided to call it, unless you all can think of a better title. I mean, I was going to say Joy of Painting. Somebody used that, so I guess I won't. Anyway, I'm going I'm going to paint in some of the sky. I have penciled in this painting, and it's got autumn leaves in it, and on the trees. And this will just be actually a first coat, but I want to show you how this works when I actually work on a painting. I normally do everything at the back first, which of course in this case would be the sky, and it will take two coats of this color. And okay, that's an acorn. There are acorns falling down on his head. So, um, and what you can't see is, well, maybe you can't at the very top, but one of the chipmunks is jumping up and down on the tree branch, knocking the acorns down on Donald's head. And Donald Duck was my favorite character, the first one I ever drew. as early as 3 years old, and I would draw him with a baseball hitting him on the head, which caused a big bump. Which you can probably see the bump there on his head. Now, there you go. Let's get that off of there. And I've drawn it so many, I hate to think how many times I've actually drawn it. So I'm sort of painting around his body now. You can see some of the leaves that I've painted around. I'm not going to do all these. I want to get to the duck. And I was telling you all that I was going to show you my personal crocodile, because now I'm a crazy person for Donald Duck. You all know I like Peter Pan, because I'll never grow up. And I've got this color. Anyway, my personal crocodile. And a bell. What I'm going to do is get this roughed in right here around him and let it dry for a couple minutes while I show you these other items. And there, that's pretty good. And there's another acorn getting knocked off the tree. There is another tree behind this branch. This big tree goes over to the side over here, the left side of the painting. And I'll just do this so you can see the other tree, and there's trees in the background that I'll paint in. And there we go. All right. We'll do that much of that and get that out of the way. And how is everybody today? Oh, thank you. Amazing. Thank you, Stacy. And I'm looking at the things here. Tell us about the painting. Oh, this one? This one here? Actually, like I said, there's a tree in the background here. There's some hills. There's a big tree over on the left side of the painting, and the two chipmunks are up in the tree, and one of them right here is jumping up and down on the branch, making the acorns fall and hitting Donald on the head. So he's very ticked off. Let's be careful what I say. And anyway, I'm going to do one other thing here. I've got some colors in here, some green, yellow, and white, because I'm going to do the ground right here in the background, just a little bit of it, and further back is more yellow. I'm going to mix some green and yellow, mostly yellow, and put that back here for this part of the hill. And when I go back in to put a second coat on these, I will do some shading. I'm going to shade a little bit right now with some green here. And go around Donald. That way this will be dry in a few minutes. I'm not going to worry. Well, there's a little bit right behind it, but I'll do that. A little bit over on this side. And we'll go with a little bit darker green. Oh, too dark. Lighten that up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And we'll paint this in to go around Donald some more. Around his feet. His feet, those aren't feet. Those feet. Another acorn right here on the ground. Oops. Paint over part of Donald's hat. His hat is on the ground. Already gotten knocked off. And right. So like I say, later on I will go back in and second coat these colors. Normally what I would do would be to let that dry and then go over the blue again, do all of it first and go over it again. Then I would do the light background green of the hill here, and then the foreground hill color, blend in some different colors to make it look real nice. And that gives me a neat background to work on. But once that is dry, then I can work on getting to Donald, which I'm going to do here in a few minutes. Okay, yes, you're still here. Okay, hi. Son, oh, Anna, your son loves Donald Duck. Is he watching? Hi. Um, anyway, hi, Amber. Uh, I have a bell, a Tinker Bell. I got this at Disney World so many years ago, and I keep it up in the bar, actually up on an upper shelf so people won't play with it. And we must have gotten that about 25, 30 years ago. Anybody else have one of those? And then I have this clock by my side of the bed. Only RJ would have this to wake up to. This is my Crocodile. He's a clock. And when you press, see if I can get this to work in this. Yeah, see it light up? That lights up the hands. You can see it through that glare. So it's great at night. His head tips. But this really annoys Suzanne. I will get in bed. I don't do it all the time, but I'll get in bed and then I can turn this on. That's when she throws a pillow at me. She's really sorry she got that for me. Dawn and Sean are kids when they were younger, and Suzanne bought that for me. Again, that's been around for 25, 30 years. Anybody have one of those? Can't have this one. It's mine. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he is watching. Hi. Your son is watching. I see that. I make it look so easy. It's only because I've been doing it a long time. I used to paint a lot slower until I went to Disney and really picked up speed. I am going to now switch to a smaller brush, medium-sized brush actually, sort of, this one. And you ever wonder why the handles are so long? So you pork yourself in the eye there. Yeah. Anyway. All right. This is going to again be just the first coat. So I'm going to put some colors on him. Doesn't look like I'm doing anything, does it? That's white. So white on white canvas. Bump on the head. Come around here. Keep a little bit of the line of the eyebrow that I drew, so I got that as a guide. Donald's eyeballs are actually not white. They're a soft blue color, so it contrasts with his feathers. Do his neck. Do a little bit here on his. What is that? His arm. His arm and fist. It's actually should be feathered wings. All right. And we'll put a little bit of white paint back here. What I'm going to do is after this white dries, I will come back in and put some more white on, but then I'll shade it to make it look, give it some volume, and make him look more real. All right, that's my white. Set that aside. Oh, now we go to the fun colors. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. This is on the flap of his navy jumper. That is Oops, right there. There we go. I was in the Navy, right out of high school. Went in the Navy, and first 2 years were great. Was in Hawaii for a year, got to go to Bora Bora. That was fun. And then a thing called the war started, Vietnam. So I ended up in Vietnam for 2 tours. Then it wasn't fun anymore. All right. Now, there's another band of yellow right about there on that sleeve. All right. Base color of that yellow. His bill and his feet are I've got colors here. I've got orange, yellow, white, cerulean blue, and black. So I'm going to mix some white. I'll hold this up so you can see it. Bunch of white. Waiting for the white to slide down. A little more orange. A little more yellow. A little more orange. When I was in fourth grade, I was in love with the art teacher who was young, and I thought she was the most beautiful thing ever. And she had us all make masks. Uh, no, it's not. A little more yellow, a little more orange in there. Again, this is just my base coat. But we were making masks, and of course all the kids made just flat masks with the eye openings and the opening maybe in the mouth. No, I had to be different. I made Donald Duck, and I made him with the bill sticking straight, out. And I was just loving it because the teacher thought that was great. I had done such a great job. Wish I had a picture of it. I'm sure it didn't look that good. And again, oops, see, I talk, and then I got to curve this right here. There we go. Now you can see, because of the way his head is right here, you see part of the back part of his bill back there. Stuck my finger in the paint. What's new? And then we come around here, and I've decided to open the corner of his mouth open just a little bit to make him look really mad. And you can see his teeth, which I know he doesn't have teeth, but sometimes when he gives this look and growls, you see white. There we go. Here, let's paint over this right here. It's supposed to be white anyway. Now, down here to his legs, you can see that. Yeah, make sure that's on the screen. Let me get this on, and then I'll look and see what some of you are saying, like, what are you doing? All right. Donald Duck evolved as did all the characters over the years. And I like this particular Donald Duck figure, the one we have now. I always felt the early one didn't have as much character. Okay, get that on there. What do you call the ends of a duck's foot? Well, ours are toes. Those aren't toes. Those are the, well, I know they're web feet. All right. Hey, okay. Um, now I will, watching our time here. I'm going to get a bunch of this done, so I have a feeling we're going to go over a half an hour, but I'm just using right now just straight cerulean blue just to get a base coat on. Back of this collar. And flap. There we go. And if anybody's joining, again, share this with your friends. Tell them to come watch. Do save these and put them on my Facebook sites. And I even put it on the YouTube. And next week, okay, come right down the side here. This is his bow tie, which is red. But next week we will be in Virginia, in Lexington, Virginia, where the Washington Lee University is, and Virginia Military Institute is. A beautiful town in the Shenandoah Valley. And we're going to be doing a book signing. We have a very good friend of ours who's going to be here. I'm going to change that. That stripe's in the wrong spot. So I'm going to come around there. I can just wait until that dries, and then I'll paint some white paint first for the stripe, and then I'll go back over it with yellow. But yeah, we have a good friend who's going to be staying here with our dog at our house. We have a field lab, a black Labrador named Shayla. Beautiful dog. She's really sweet. And okay, right down past the button. Okay. Now I know you're starting to actually, because I have color on here now, you can start actually seeing Donald Duck a lot easier. Hey, there he is. All right. Okay. Around this hand. But anyway, we're going to be at a bookstore there that has all kinds of really neat books. It's a kind of bookstore you go in and you smell all the books. It's really great. She sells old books and, of course, all new books. And we're doing a book signing of all four of our books. It's 30 miles north of Roanoke and about 60 miles southwest of Charlottesville. And Suzanne's novel, Ribbons, that she wrote, takes place there in the town of Lexington and then moves over to England later in the book. All right. Hey, look at that. Okay. Now, let's go back here and have some fun with because I had to go to the VA, I had to get up at 6 this morning. I usually get up about 7:15, 7:30. That's better. Wake up, RJ. All right, I'm here. Ow. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take some white and just a tiny bit of blue and mix that together, and that's going to be in his eyes here. And as you can see, it's just enough to differentiate then from the rest of from the white feathers that he has. Oh wait, here, question. Does your wife know about, no, it just moved. Does your wife know about this video? I don't know. Is that what you were asking? Um, Autograph book through the mail. You know, the only way we can do that is we tried that and it was difficult. We didn't have time. We were getting so many requests, which is wonderful, but um, for us to have the books and send them to you and autographed and everything, then we have to order the books. They come here, and then we have to pay for the cost of that and shipping, and then we have to repackage them. I know, but unfortunately, frankly, it just came down to time. Um, I'm doing so much painting. Uh, the only other way you could do it is either when we're having a book signing, or if you want to pay for the cost of, you'd have to buy the book from Amazon, get the book, send it to us, make sure we have return postage and a packaging, and we'd be happy to sign it. I wish all of you lived a lot closer, then it would be really easy. I just meet you somewhere in town in Chicago. Um, okay, I've got that in. I'm going to go back up here now, and that white is now dry. Now, because I can't obviously see all of your questions while I'm doing this, when I'm done, I will take the time to look at them and try to answer most of them where you ask a question. It All right, and around this side. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit of shading now. What I'm going to do is take some white and put a very slight bit of black in it, make it a little bit gray, and a little bit of blue. Can you see that? There we go. Can you see that? I'm going to say that one day and somebody's going to answer me. Yeah, we can see it. But I do try to answer everything that I can see. All right. Now we're going to put a little bit there, and a little bit under his eyelid. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is rinse my brush off, wipe it, get some white, come back here and blend that in. And after that dries, if I want, I can go back on top of it, hit it with some more white, and almost dry brush. Dry brushing, if I didn't mention before, um, um, but it's getting the paint on your brush and then getting most of it off before you go up and put a little bit of white on there. And sometimes I use my fingers to blend. That's why I end up with paint on my fingers. Um, do you ever come to the Indianapolis area for book signings? Would love to. It's not that far away, but we haven't done that yet. If you know of anybody that would like to put together a book signing event, we would be happy to come. It's because I do all the marketing and publicity for Suzanne and I. Um, we do get some help from the publisher. Uh, it takes a lot of time and effort. But yeah, um, actually, next week we're going to be driving right through Indianapolis, but we can't stop. We're going. Sorry, we're going to be heading down to our good friend's home in Louisville first, and we'll spend the night there, and then we're going to drive from Louisville over through the rest of Kentucky, heading east and through West Virginia, which I'm always happy to get out of West Virginia because of the mountains. Very pretty, but I'm not in favor of driving in the mountains because of the truck drivers who, when we lived in Virginia, discovered they have a penchant for when they're going downhill to pick up speed. So they can go up the next hill. They get going like 85, 90 miles an hour downhill. If you're in front of them, it's really scary. So for that matter too, we're renting a car instead of taking our car. So if anything happens to that car, we know we can get another one. Okay. Now you can see how I put some shadow. It's as if the light's coming from this direction, from the right. And now I'm going to put a little bit of the gray on the bump on his head on the left side. Get a little paint off of there again and blend it in. Well, book signings are fun. In fact, we did one here a few weeks back, not far from where we live here in Naperville, just outside of Chicago. And we actually did a presentation. So we talked for about a half an hour about our books and what we did at Disney, and that was a lot of fun. I'm actually furrowing his brow here to make him look even madder. So then we had a question and answer period afterwards, and then we had a book signing, and that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed doing it, and would love to do more if we could get them set up. So if any of you know anybody that wants to put together a book signing, let us know. Just message me, and I will get back to you. And if you're interested in painting, I do commission paintings. Again, message me. I'll send you all the information. Excuse me. All right. Now we're getting a little more shading on that side. Ah, yes. And round his head out there a little bit. And top of his head. Put that right on the top of his, there we go, of his brow. Add some more white. Oh, past halfway. Past the 1 hour. Are y'all still there? Come on, Donald. There we go. Now he has, not always, Donald's done differently. Sometimes he has a few feathers going one direction or another. I'm going to paint him up at the back of his head right here. And like I said, after that dries, I'll come back in and do a little bit of highlighting with the white again to brighten that up. And I'm just going to paint his neck real quick so we can move down. Okay, a little bit of gray shading on the left side of his neck. Paint off my brush again. Blend it. Need a little more white. And there we go. A little bit darker on the left side here. Now, normally when I do the background colors like the blue, I've got that in a cup. So when I'm done painting, if I need to touch up or fix anything, I can do that. And the greens I just mixed today, so I'll have to mix some more because those are probably already dry. But I wanted to get those in there for you to see. Now I am going to paint his eyeballs here. Get some black. All right. Because his head is turned 3/4 away from us, the eyeball on the left side of his face is not going to be as wide as this one. I just realized I got to fix that. Or as long. Come down to here. And there. There we go. This black is very thick. That'll be his. I am going to paint out a little bit of this one here. Again, that's just my first coat. There we go. That's better. Donald, how you doing, buddy? Let me take a second. Oh yes, we're still. Yep, we're still here. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you. It's still here. Um, book signing in Colorado. Oh God, we'd love to come to Colorado. Love that state. Of course, I'll say that about any state that somebody wants us to come to. We don't have anything planned for Colorado. We do have really good friends, all from high school, no less, that live in Oregon that we've been talking about going to see them. And that would be a great way to do it, to set up a book signing in Colorado. So I'll take a look at that. I really will. And Indianapolis is only about 2.5 hours away from us. Maybe 3 when you have to get through the traffic in Chicago. But anyway, all right. I am going to paint on his bill. It's always fun. I get talking about something besides the painting and then trying to concentrate on what I'm painting at the same time. It could be pretty amusing sometimes. You know what I'm going to have to start doing is going back and checking to see what I've said on the other earlier videos so I don't repeat myself a lot. I was just thinking about Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this anyway. And if I've said it before, I apologize. But it is funny because I'm also an actor. My wife is too, and so is our whole family. We're all actors. Right now, they're getting ready to open A Midsummer Night's Dream. Pardon the Burbs is our son's company that we're part of. Now I've mixed some more orange into the yellow so I can get a little bit of shading on this for Donald's beak here, and we'll come back in with a darker line here. There we go. And we have to shade the left side of his lower bill, and then come down across the bottom with some shading. Put a little bit right in here for some shading just to give it a little more three-dimension to it. And then the left side. See, now I forgot what I was going to say. I was talking about the play. Oh, I was in Anastasia. I played the crazy artist. It was one of the three male leads. This was years ago, and they wanted, of course, the artist paints a full-size portrait or a portrait of Anastasia in the play, and I decided it would be great. I told the director, why don't I do the portrait, and I'll paint the dress. It'll be a finished portrait, and it was a 6-foot high painting, and I painted her face in, and everything was done, but then her face was just solid color. I had no eyes, nose, mouth. And then every night of the performance, while I was talking, I had like 5 minutes and I had lines with the other actors and they're all watching me. And I'd walk up and I'd paint her eyes in and her nose and her mouth. And I'd say we did 16 performances and I think 6 of them I got it so it looked good. And a couple of times I walked away and looked back and went, oh dear God, so bad. I said, never do that again, not on stage. Bad idea. Okay, now I'm actually mixing a tad of black into this darker color, just so you can see the line here. A little bit more, a little bit darker. Around. Aha! Okay, Donald. And he has 2 little air holes in his nose. What else do you call them? Right? Line over here. You see that? And then on the top of his beak, I'm trying not to get. I put my finger on the canvas sometimes. Of course, it's already dry in some places. Other places, it's not. When I have to do something, I'll try to remember to breathe. This is when I hold my breath. Okay. Oh, that's too much. Okay. See, that's why you have here. I'm just going to wipe that out. That's what I love about acrylics. I'm going to come back with the lighter color. I made that too long. There we go. Or like that. There. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, Donna. I love doing the character paintings. They're always so much fun. Excuse me. Now I'm going to take a darker gray, just adding black to more white. And I'm going to do a little bit of detail here on Donald's eyes. There we go. Oops, there we go. All right, we have a duck forming here. There. Okay. Go up on top of his head. And I'm going to take out some of the back on his head there. I think I got a little too much. And down here. Oops. There. Okay, my brush got a little bit too dry that time. But again, that is the beauty of acrylics because it will dry quickly. Plus I can do this, like I said, so I just wipe it off. It's amazing how much I will blend with my fingers a lot of times. Let's see, then I can take the Hi everybody. Any other oh, let's see. Love his expression. Oh great, good. Um, what's the last painting you did in your sleep? That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I've never been asked that question. So see, I can come back in now and paint the blue. Last painting I did in my sleep. Wow. That's a wow. It's happened. I'm just trying to think of what that was. Obviously, it's been a while. We just bought La La Land. Love that movie. So we saw it 4 times in the theater, and we watched it again last night and watched all the extras. And that's actually, I did dream about that last night. I was in La La Land. It was kind of weird, which is really funny because I cannot dance. My wife is a dancer, trained dancer, and sadly, I can't dance. So, not that I would ever be asked, but I will never be on Dancing with the Stars. I'd be the first one eliminated. I can act, I can sing, but I can't dance. Now, let me get the left side of his eye here. Yep, more water. See, this is why I'm doing this for the video, but this is why I will mix colors that I'm going to use quite a bit, and if I have to come back to it, because if I don't mix enough of it, obviously, it's going to dry, and then I have to try to mix it again. Now, sometimes I can mix it and it comes out perfect, but if I've added 4 or 5 colors or something, um, then it's trying to get the mix right. I'll show you something funny about this part of his beak. You actually, on Donald, get to see part of his side of his uh, mouth opening on that spoke up there. And there we go. I'm just going to concentrate on his 10 minutes. I definitely will stop at an hour. I hope you've all been enjoying this and sharing this with your friends. I will try not to do what I did last week. I saved the video actually to my, oops, got a little wide there because my brush is getting dry. To my pictures on the computer so I could then put it on other sites. But in the process, I forgot to save it after it was over with here. And I'd already seen some comments. I was starting to react to them. And I went to another site and lost it. Going, wait, where? I'm so good technically. Anyway, I used to do lighting on shows. I just do sets now for many years. But that's not the same as trying to do stuff on a computer. I also do our website. I do it myself on a good web builder, and that's been a trip. If you haven't seen our website, go to it. It's for both of us, RJ and Suzanne Ogren, and it's www.rjogren.com. If you want to join us on our sites that I have on Facebook, which I would love for you to do, it's RJ Ogren and Disney and the Haunted Mansion and Beyond with RJ Ogren. It's going to touch up right under there, a little more yellow. See, here's where that color I mixed earlier is all drying up. Yeah, mixed a little bit more. And when I went to work at Disney, that was the one thing that I had to really, I thought I was good at it, was mixing colors and everything, but then we had to be really good at it. So I really appreciated what I learned at Disney. Oh, Donald, look at you. Son of a gun. You're there. I'm going to, because we're almost done here, for the time, I'm going to show you what you will see here will be the lines showing where the acorn has hit him on the head. And actually the acorn that hit him has fallen straight down, so I'll have to paint over these later. So it's come off of the tree. And also I want to show that this has made his head move a little bit, so I'll put a few lines there. And as he's getting clocked by this, and let's see, then we've got to have the acorn bouncing away. So I have a couple of lines there showing the acorn flying up off of his head. And obviously that acorn, I don't have any umber, is right here. So that will be my acorn. Fast acorn. Woohoo! So you can see it, a little bit of white That'll be one of the acorns. So here we are. I will continue that with Donald when I go back to this painting now. I'll actually go back and paint the whole background of blue for the sky. I'll let it dry. I'll paint it again. Then I'll go in and paint this tree that's in the background here. I'll paint trees that are in the background here. And then I will paint the rest of the ground area in the foreground. I will then paint in the big tree that's on the left, and I'll paint in all these leaves and acorns. Then I'll come back to the characters. I'll finish down it. I'll actually paint in a shadow. Let's see, real quick here. Of him on the ground that will be, let's see. So it doesn't look like he's just floating. So I'll do a darker color afterwards that will be around him. Again, to give it some, and this will be much more cartoonish when I do it, this ground area. But you can see what's happening there. And I'll paint his hat. I've got his hat on the ground. I may change it and have the hat flying off up here with the acorn. I think that might be better rather than the acorn or the hat already being on the ground. So I want to thank you all. Let me look real quick, and love your work. Thank you. Awesome as always. Love it. You all make such good, nice comments. You know, when I reply, of course, I'll hit like. I really am not saying because you say such nice things. I'm really saying thank you, but I don't want to keep typing thank you. They should have a thing that you can reply that's a thank you. Why isn't that there? Or an emoji that means thank you. Is there an emoji that means that? If there is, let me know. Um, Because sometimes I think, oh, it sounds kind of bad. I say something nice about him, and then it's like. You can see I'm trying to move this each time I do a video, so you can see background. I've got about 2 minutes, so I'm going to explain. I have a drafting board back here that I do drawings on, and you can see a frame picture, and a big one and smaller ones of me working at Disney. Up above that is actually the original sheets on different characters, and that is, Jiminy Cricket, Pinocchio, the Three Little Pigs, Jungle Book, different characters. These were what we used at Disney World when we were working on figures and stuff too, to always make sure that they were exactly like the originals, but even though they were in 3 dimension. So, and there's a photo down there, right up there, that is of us with our heads off, because we were all management people when they put us out in costume for a half an hour, and I was Baloo the Bear. So on that note, I am going to say goodbye for the day. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, there it's back. I'm taking my crock and my Tinkerbell and saying goodbye. Love you all.